Hey guys, it's FifaRalle here and welcome to episode 11 of the Skilling Career Mode. And I decided to go out to the catalog and scout a future star. I saw a few comments mentioning that I should do that, so I thought why not? It would be interesting to see if we can bring a young player through the ranks, maybe a season or two into this career mode. So I decided to go out and get that. And apart from that, I was looking for a center back, and I saw somebody mentioning that I should try and get Kutsuma on a loan because he might not be getting too much playing time at Stamford Bridge. And we also got a message back from PSV. They didn't want to loan out Willems, unfortunately, and we also sold on Joey Barton and got some money for that. So we're starting to get a bit of money into our transfer budget. But Chelsea, they came back and they didn't want to loan him out to a rival club, basically, because we're at the top of the table alongside with Chelsea. So I guess it makes sense in some way. They do not want to do any transfers with us or any loans or anything like that. So I just decided to go out and look up a lot of players, and I actually made a mistake with Bessler to set a future fee on 0, just paying nothing for him at the end of the season. And of course, they will come back and let me know they were not interested in letting him go. But apart from that, I just tried to approach a bunch of different clubs for the centre backs to see if I might be able to get one of those in for just the next 6 months to replace the absence of Cork. And apart from that, we're into a Premier League game up against Burnley, who sits at 18th place, and we're still hanging on to the first place despite having bumped it up on Legendary. But I think maybe eventually we'll start dropping some points once we match tougher opponents, because up against Burnley, to be honest, with that strong lineup we have, the attack just feels really good, and Sandro and Fair in the midfield. It was pretty easy to play against Burnley. We went up 1-0 5 minutes in with Vargas, and we got another chance here, a fake shot and a drag back, and eventually it is Chikawi to get onto the ball and head it over the keeper. A little bit lucky, but we make it 2-0, and this was Burnley's best chance of the first half, and that was not a very good chance at all. And 2 minutes later, we find a Vargas here out on the wing, and he will stop up, go past the defender, send it into the box. We get a shot in, but it is wide off the post there from Terap. And Terap would get on the ball again in the 30th minute, outsprint the defenders, and a little cheeky chip into the far corner. I always like the chips on the game, and this was a nice one to bring us up a 3-0, and we only played 30 minutes. So a very comfortable lead, and Burnley, as I said, they didn't really have much to come within this match. They were just not working whatsoever. Like, they're not put together properly, and it was so easy to break them down on several occasions. We got a shot in there, and the keeper almost not saving it there. And 79th minute, we play some quick passes, and Chikawi is just so open. He breaks on through, and he's alone with the keeper. He goes past him, and he will score his second goal of the game to make it 4-0. However, Burnley would hit me on a counter-attack, get a header in on the crossbar, and on the rebound, they would head it in to make it a 4-1. But that was just a consolation goal. They were never getting back into this game, and actually, they did have quite a lot of shots, but none of them were targeted. None of them troubled my keepers at all, apart from when they scored. So it was a very comfortable win, and after that, I just got a bunch of messages letting me know, you know what, we don't want you to loan our centre-backs. So I thought, let me try and approach some more clubs, and I thought maybe I should approach some players who might not be getting that much playing time. So I tried out some players here. John Stones from Everton, I tried him out. He looks to be an interesting youngster. We tried a Gabriel for Villarreal as well, and just tried to find some more players. And I went through like sort of all the top leagues looking for some players that might be possible to get, just as I said, to replace the absence of Corker. And I actually got a bunch of messages back, and I could get Stones from Everton, but I missed it. Like, I just saw all these rejected messages, and I didn't see I could get him. So I just thought, can I not get a centre-back? So I kept on searching for more centre-backs, basically, that I could maybe get into my club. I tried for Felipe from Wolfsburg, but they came back and rejected it. Inter rejected my offer as well. And I also got a message from Terap, who was relieved that he was getting playing time. He's a little bit weird. Like, I think there was one match where we didn't play him, and he thought he was in doubt of being a starting 11 player in the club, even though he is sort of our main player. But next up I decided to go a bit to La Liga and look for some players. I looked at Atletico Madrid, I looked at Barcelona for Bartra, and also looked at Diego Llorente for Real Madrid, and another Madrid player in Derek. Some of the players who might not be high rated, but just someone we might be able to use in sort of when we run low on fitness, on maybe Onua and Ferdinand, we might be able to use them. And I actually got a lot of accepted offers this time around for Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid. So that made me kind of happy, and I thought, who should I get? There's low wages on Derek and Llorente, but I decided to store those. And Bartra, he was just too expensive on wages. And in the end, I decided to go with Jose Gimenez. He looked pretty good, and this is where I realized John Stones had accepted it. I didn't know it before this point in time I was playing, so I was just thinking, oh, I'm so stupid. I looked for so many players. But eventually we did find a replacement for Corker. The Atletico centre-back Jimenez, and he would actually play up against Arsenal. And I did actually think in the previous episode that we were out of the Capital One Cup. I didn't realize it was a 2-leg semi-final, because I believe all the other rounds just been 1 leg. So it was 2 legs. We lost 2-1 at the Emirates. So a 1-0 win at Loftus Road would actually be enough. But we played 19 minutes, and Arsenal always scores near post goals against me. I don't know what it is, but they went up 1-0 and had a lead 3-1 on aggregate, and it didn't look too good. I needed to get 2 goals against Arsenal, and we got a chance here in the 40th minute trying to get a shot in, but the keeper would save it, unfortunately. Instead, we go into the second half, Chifchi on the ball, and we win a penalty. And that was a good point in time to get a Kranjčar. He steps up for that, and despite Szczesny diving the right way, will fire it past him, bring us even 1-1, and we only needed 1 goal to bring it into extra time, maybe penalties, but I couldn't get it. Arsenal was rock solid in the defense for the rest of the game, and I did lose. And to be fair, over the 2 legs, Arsenal did deserve to go on through, in my opinion. We also got Jordan Much injured in the game up against Arsenal, but he's not, for 3 weeks, it's of course not the greatest to have him out, but he's not a main player, so I was okay with that. And I also approached the board to see if I can get a bit of a fund to my transfer budget, maybe give me some money to pick up some more players here. And I actually looked for a right back. Of course, Brian Carrasco is a right mid, but I played a bit with him last year, inspired by Doxlanders, who plays a lot of career mode and got some really good career modes going. And he used him, and I used him for myself when I played career mode last year. And I remember he could also play as a right back, so I thought maybe he could be a good player just to have in case we run low on fitness. So yeah, I approached him as well, and we actually got some messages back. Danilo here, 11 million was a little bit too expensive, but some of the other players in Carrasco, and I believe it was it William or something like that on the right back, I also searched for from Vitesse. They were sort of within our budget, and I would eventually approach them. But first up, on transfer deadline day, I had a match up against Liverpool in the FA Cup, and we get our first chance here. Chikawi hitting the post, unlucky not to get the goal, and we get another chance to place it on through to Chikawi, and he scores in yet another game. He is just a good goal scorer for me, but we got caught here, and Liverpool will bring themselves even 1-1 here. But pretty much straight after that, Tarap a few skill moves onto Chikawi, and he gets the assist where Vargas on the first time volley scores to bring us up at 2-1. A lot of goals from the beginning of this match, because what is Onua doing there? I don't know. There's just the AI doing the defending with him, and he just got nowhere close to the ball, and that would make it 2-2. But Chikawi on for his second assist, or at least close, but Vargas couldn't convert the shot there, unfortunately, and instead it is Chikawi to pass it to Fair. We play it back, and he's able to take it down and score his second goal of the game. And that was a quite nice little goal in my opinion. And Chikawi, when he's not injured, he is amazing to play with. He scores goals, he makes assists. But unfortunately, Liverpool would get a 3-3 goal just before half-time. And into the second half, not much stuff happened, to be honest, compared to the first half. There was a lot of chances going in the first half of the game. Into the second half, there were a few chances going back and forth, but none of us would really hit the back of the net despite creating chances. Here's Chikawi just muscling Toure off the ball, getting into the box, but couldn't get enough power on the shot, and therefore the game ends at 3-3. Pretty crazy game up against Liverpool, and that means we reached the transfer deadline day and the end of the window. There's 10 hours left, and that will be in the next episode. And if you want me to upload it today, hit the like button on this video, and if it reaches 1,000 likes, I will upload the next video a little bit later on today, else it will be out tomorrow. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Apart from that, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later.